So, my darlings, the bitch is back. It's 11:33. I'm still in the doctor's car park. He's a very good doctor. He's very efficient, but fuck me, that hurt. It was a motherfucker. He even said to me it was a lot bigger than I anticipated it would be. So he had to do quite a lot of stitches around the incision because he said otherwise it'll just flop. And I said yes, all my scar tissues tend to flop into some weird hole and they go all weird, which is why I tape everything together now. Anyway, he did that and he showed me a cyst, and I normally don't like to look at these things because it grosses me the hell out, but it was literally that big. And he even said it was much worse than I anticipated, and you look after yourself today. Which is kind, because usually he's just like, yeah, get dressed, get out, and doesn't have a hell of a lot of empathy. So the fact that he was more empathic today tells me it's a bad incision, and it's stinging like hell already. Like, he gave me quite a few injections, but it hurts. It hurt. I had to keep asking for more. So anyway, that's not his fault. That's my body and how sensitive I am. And as he stated, it was a much bigger cyst than he anticipated. But I'm lucky and I'm grateful, because that thing in the shoulder turned out to be benign. So although it's dry and scaly and pretty ugly, it's not cancerous. So I didn't need another cut to the body. So we're done. Yay! So 2 weeks I've got to come back and get the stitches out, and that's fine. That gives me 2 weeks to recover and, cope with this other illness that I don't know what it is, but it's probably related to lack of oxygen in my lungs. This constant dizziness and weakness and berserker wanting to feed and craziness, survival mode. Anyway, I have to drive home now. I'm fine. I'm just letting you know I'm fine. But it was intense, and he was very busy today, a lot of patients, so it was intense. So anyway, it's okay. We're done now. That's the last of the hacking. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you. I actually told the doctor because I thought it was funny. I said to him, the gods, I said, I hope they don't send me back for another lifetime after I'm done with this one, because I'm done. And he's cutting into my back thinking, this woman's weird, because I am weird, I admit it. And I said to him, doctor, I said, I have to tell you a funny story. He said, oh yes. I said, as I was driving here today, to have the cyst removed, I said, there was a very big bus and I was stopped at the lights. And he said, oh yes. And I said, do you know what was on the bus? I said, it said, hack. And I said, I died laughing at my angels and, my spirit guides, who, like me, have a really weird sense of humour, I said. But then I said, that's funny, now leave me alone. And even he had to laugh at that. It's like the synchronicities of the last few days with the 11s, and then even the bus sending me a message, hack, meaning you're about to be hacked down. But it's okay, it has to happen. I said to him, when he showed me how big the cyst was, I said it was weird because it kept moving, and I kept thinking I was kind of imagining it, but I knew not to leave it any longer because it had been nearly 2 years. And I told him how when I was, a tiny tot, I think I was 3, I actually think I was 2, but I think I was 3. I had a cancer cut out of my lip, and he said, that's really unusual for a child that young to get a cancer in their mouth. I said, I know, I've had everything thrown at me by the gods. I said, but I had a cancer cut out, and I said, the Wellington Hospital had kept refusing to do it, saying that they should leave me till I was 5 years old. And I told him, I said, one woman stopped my mother pushing me in the pram in the city and said, that thing on your daughter's mouth has to go, and it has to go today. You know how you have angels that just step in out of nowhere and are protective? So anyway, I told him, I said, my mother put me immediately with a private specialist. It was actually in Petone, that specialist. And she immediately cut the thing out. And she said that the person had said to my mother, if you leave that till she's 5, she'll be completely disfigured. And my mum said, oh, well, the hospital says. And she says, don't listen to them. They don't know. I'm telling you. She must have been an expert or had gone through the same thing with, one of her children. So anyway, so the private specialist said to my mother, after they cut it, I still had the scar tissue, like little tiny dots from when I was 3 years old. So anyway, she said to my mother, the specialist said after she did the operation, and I was stitched all around my mouth, right? I was a mess. She said to my mother, if you had waited even another 6 months, she said, but especially if you'd waited till she was 5, she said she would have been completely deformed. She said the cancers had already grown up into her cheek linings, up through my face, right? I mean, she got it all out, and I was fine after. I'm only having trouble now in my 50s with freaking skin cancers, and it's fucking awful. But I said to him, I said, that's why I was worried about leaving that cyst any longer, because I said it didn't look that bad, but I remembered that if I leave things too long on my body, like what happened with the raspberry thing that was on my lip, I said, it potentially grows really rapidly. And he said, oh, that was very strange for that to happen to such a young child. What am I? I'm living embodiment of fucking strange. So anyway, also I had a very stressful, even the gestation with my mother was stressful because they screamed all the time. So it's probably a miracle I'm alive at all, quite frankly. Well, it is. It is a miracle I'm alive at all. Let's be real here. Let's give myself some fucking credit, So anyway, but he said, look, that was much larger than I anticipated. And for a doctor to admit that, especially a skin doctor who does this all day long and he's just so blasé about it, he said, you look after yourself today. So you know what? I was going to go to Coles and buy groceries because Flybuys is offering me 3,200 points if I spend $80, right? And I don't normally go there that often. I've been going to Aldi because it's cheaper. And I thought, no, I'll take advantage of those 3,200 points. No, I'm not going to give a flying fuck for the, $15 I might save. I'm going to go home and look after myself, as I do. And the only thing I regret is I didn't stock up and buy chocolate before I came here, because I was going to go to Coles first, but I thought, no, then I'm going to carry heavy groceries with a wound, So I'm not doing that today. Bugger the Flybuys points and bugger the poverty and bugger that. My skin and my back comes first. Alright, but that's my video. The bus saying hack, and even the doctor freaking out how much bigger the cyst was than he anticipated. And me with my weird sense of humour going, oh well, doctor, hopefully the gods are done with me now, because I'm a bit done. Anyway, we can only hope and pray, right? Anyway, talk to you later. Have a beautiful day. It's a beautiful, look around. It's a beautiful sunny day. And, overall, we are blessed. I am blessed. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am truly greatly loved. I am protected by the gods and by my psychiatrist. And everything is well, and I am in my Zen zone, and won't be able to maintain these affirmations when I get home and the pain kicks in. So I'm doing it now. Life is wonderful. And I'm going to drive home now because I'm okay. Now I've calmed down. I've calmed the fuck down. And yes, have a wonderful day, people. Love you all.